So now let's implement the login registration feature. So for that purpose, we will go back to our login sign up page, and when the user click on the button, which will be either a sign up button or login button, depend upon what the user wants to do. So on the on pressed, we will call the method that is sign up and login. As you already know that if the value, which is does the user wants to sign up, if it is true, it means that the user wants to sign up. Or if the value of the variable does user wants to sign up is false, then it simply means the user just wants to log in. So instead of and, I can give this method name as sign up or login. Okay, so let's implement this method quickly. So here above the widget build, first of all we will do some form validation. That is, we will check either it is the correct email, either the password is greater than 7 characters or not. Okay, so what we can do is, first let's take care of our boolean type variables, which is loading on. We will set this to true, as the user is going to sign up or log in. Email, error in email, we have to make sure that this is set to false. Error in password and error in name, set this to false as well. And then of course error in picture. Next thing that we will do is to take the input from the text fields. So you can say name input. So the name text editing controller dot text, it will get the text from that name text field. However, if the user give any extra space in the name, we want to remove that extra spacing. So for that in dot programming language, we have this built-in .trim function. Then we will get the email, then password. Of course, make sure to change this to email text editing controller and password text editing controller. So we get the password from password text field, assign it to this variable. We get the email from email text field and assign it to email input variable. So first of all, what we will do, we will basically, we want to make sure that email is not empty, and we can say if the email input contains this @ sign, email must not be empty and the email must contain this sign. Okay, let's say if any of this condition stand false, that is if it has not this @ sign, or if the email text field is empty, then in that case the else part will execute. So using the snack bar, we will display that error message. You can say, we will simply say variable snack bar, the snack bar content will be using text widget. We will simply say email is not valid, just like this. Make sure to add const with it, and then we can display that scaffold on this snack bar. So we can say scaffold messenger dot off context dot show snack bar, and we have to display our snack bar message. So this if was for the email. Next one is for the password. So we can say if the password input is not empty and if the password length it must be greater than 7, okay, that is 8 or more than 8 characters. So if it is not empty and if the length is also greater than 7, then we are good to go. Otherwise it will be invalid, and we can display the message. Now the important thing here is basically the recognition of the login form and sign up form. You already know we have a variable for that, which is does user wants to sign up. So if this variable become equals to true, if it equals to true, it simply means this is sign up form, and we have to carry out the sign up feature, sign up functionality. Otherwise, else, if it is equals to false, then that simply means that this is our login form and we have to implement, or you can say carry out, the login feature. And the important thing here we have to do is when any error occur, that is for the email, okay, we have to make sure to set the loading back to false. Just like this, okay. Similarly, if the password error occur, and after displaying the snack bar, we have to make sure to set the loading back to false. Now let's test this form validation which we implemented in this video till now. So I'm going to install the app on the browser quickly. So the app is running now. Now without filling this form, if I click login, you see email is not valid. You see that snack bar. Even if I am on the login form or on the sign up form, you already know that that is a clean reusable code. The same code will work here for the sign up as well. If I click sign up, email is not valid. You can see that. Let's say if I type the email and I forgot to add at the rate. So this is not the correct way of writing email. If I click login, it still says email is not valid. So I will write correct email. Now password is empty. So if I right click, password is invalid. Even if I write password up to 6 characters and if I click on login, it still says password is not valid because the length must be 7 greater than 7, that is 8 or greater than 8. So you see, now it is working. Also we want this password to be in secure form. So for that purpose you can apply the property here on the password text field. The property is obscure text true, that is make it secure. How? Let's just test it. So now for example if I start typing password, you can see it is in dotted form. Now some of the student may want to change this snack bar background color. You can also do that in order to make it more attractive according to our theme of this WhatsApp web clone. So you can see this is our snack bar. We have a property for changing the background color, and we will use the default colors dot primary color. Okay, so it will looks amazing now. After content, you have to add background color. Let's hot restart. Now if I click, you see it looks good now. And of course you can change the text color, okay, which is you have to just apply the style, text style on it. So it is totally up to you, but white color is okay according to our theme. As you see, it looks good. And yeah, that's it. Now if some of the student wants to move the text to the center, that is at the snack bar, if you want to display the text at the center, you can also do that. Well, for that you have to wrap your this text widget with center, okay. Just click here before this text, you will see yellow bulb, click on that and wrap with center, okay. Similarly for the password, wrap with center, and now you can see the text is now as the center.